varsity baseball matchup between Woodberry Forest and your St. Christopher Saints. Now please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this stream of varsity baseball up against Woodberry Forest this afternoon on Jacobs Field. I'm Brooks Vineyard here with Patrick Lucky.
St. Chris has been very good this year, especially against the Woodberry Forest Tigers. St. Chris is actually 10-0 versus Woodberry, dating back to May of 2019, so they have not lost this team in almost 6 years. St. Chris is on a 3-game win streak, and Woodberry has yet to win and is 0-11. St. Chris is 13-5 on the season and 3-0 in the Prep League. This is another Prep League game. They look to move that record to 4-0. St. Chris yesterday played Christ Church and scored 12 runs on them. St. Chris and Woodberry last played this Tuesday, actually, up at Woodberry, with St. Chris winning 8-4. Bright spots for Woodberry was Maddox Hesley going 2 for 3 and scoring 2 runs. On the bump for St. Chris is Henry Knighton. Knighton has been very impressive this season, throwing 2 complete games, one of those being a no-hitter. And that's Tony Smith with the first out, so Knighton again off to a good start.
Definitely a great start of the year for Henry. Definitely the Saints' ace, if you will. It's gonna be crucial that he's able to contain Woodberry and let their offense flourish. Up to bat for Woodberry. This is number 11, Copeland, first baseman. As the first pitch taken in for strike 1.
Something to watch about Knighton is he does work very fast, not really taking his time, just kind of throws it in there for strikes. Moves quick, gets the batters off their tempo, and all of that has helped Knighton pose an impressive 1.5 ERA on the year so far. It's been one of the Saints' best pitchers.
Is that pitch taken for ball 2?
Just outside there. Knighton thought he got one, but count will be even 2-2 for Copeland.
That'll make the count full. That ball fouled back. That's grounded to short. It's Gibson Beck. Or excuse me, Willie Hurt.
Hurt got a good jump on the ball, but looked like he stumbled in between the grass and the dirt there. Could have been a dangerous play. Knees right there, kind of buckled up a little bit. He seems to be okay, but Copeland does reach base. Not sure if that'll go as a hit or an error for St. Chris, but
catching tonight for the Saints is Joseph Connor.
Batting now for Woodbury's Robert Prout. Prout took the first pitch high and up. Knighton looking to find the strike zone. He will do that there as he throws that in. Count is now 1-1.
Swing and a miss.
Could be 2 here for Saints. Had a good double play ball, but Tony Smith kind of hesitated there. Thought he had the throw. Runner may have been in the way, but that was almost a perfect pretty much a perfect double play ball. Couldn't have asked for better. Saints do get the runner out at second.
Great fielding from Gibson Beck, too, at third base.
Batting now for Woodbury, number 33, J.D. Calaveri.
The lefty.
Knighton throws back to the senior first baseman, Sven Komorowski, looking to get the pick off.
Yeah, last evening, Wally was at first base, but tonight he's playing in left field.
Yeah, Wally Jones pretty much doing it all for St. Chris, playing a lot of positions. He's come in and DH'd. He's played first. He's played in the outfield. He's been a really good, just all-around guy for St. Chris this year.
Yeah, they have a lot of guys like that, especially with pitcher tonight, Henry Knighton. He was playing third yesterday and had a really good game there.
Right. Knighton really the perfect player when you think of a dual threat. Knighton's batting .315 and is second in RBIs for St. Chris, so he's doing it both at the plate and on the bump.
And he'll be attending George Washington next year for baseball.
So Knighton's ahead 1-2 with 2 outs. He's got a chance to leave the Tigers with one man on first if he gets the punch out here. That'll get down. So just a little blue pit out in the left field. Hurt. Couldn't really make a play at that. That ball was just over his head, and Jones was not playing shallow enough to get it. So Tigers now do have a man in scoring position with 2 outs. And it'll be number 16, Jack Schulman.
Pitch is low, taken for ball 1.
Early lead for the Tigers really be huge. As I mentioned before, they have yet to win a game this season. Have really been struggling, so I'm sure they would take any type of scoring early they can get.
Yeah, for sure. And you don't want to get behind against this Saints team. Their offense is lethal. Guys like Willie Hurt, Henry Knighton.
He's
Bryson.
out. Oh, no. Wow. Okay. That was a great play from Joseph Connor behind the plate with the pickoff to Komorowski. I thought he had beat him and made the tag, but umpire saw different.
Yeah,
Tough call there.
Similar call like that yesterday where it looked like Charlie Gunn got a runner out at home. Saints thought he got him out, but not ruled in their favor.
Knighton's got 2-2 now. Got another chance to end the side here.
Swing and a miss. Knighton takes care of business as we head to the bottom of the first. And we're welcome back. Batting leadoff for the Saints, Willie Hurt. Hips Don't Lie is his walk-up song.
On the mound for Woodberry is number 16, Jack Schulman. It's going to have a tough first out here. Hurt has been the Saints' leading hitter all year, batting a very impressive .460 batting average, leading the team in that. So Hurt also has above a .600 on base percentage, so he's got more than a 60% chance to get on base here. His numbers have been great this season.
That's really impressive, too. And Saints have a lot of contact hitting and power hitting. Of course, Bryce Neely batting 6th today, leads the team in homers. As Hurt stares down a 1-0 count.
Kind of a curveball in there, or a slower pitch. Hurt probably not expecting that, and it kind of looped in top of the strike zone. So Schulman definitely opting to go with more off-speed pitches. These pitches have not been looking like they've been going too fast, probably looking to fool the batters rather than pass it by them with a fastball.
Yeah, I think Willie's starting to pick up on that. I made pretty good contact there, fouling it to the left. He grounds that to first.
Got a good piece of that, just a little in front, right to the first baseman. So next up will be Wally Jones. Jones is right around the 300 line, batting .293. Still very impressive for the senior.
And Wally, one of those guys, like we mentioned earlier, you can really put wherever you want in the field.
Schulman kind of way high there. May have not had the best grip on that pitch there. definitely is looking to throw the off-speed pitches here. There was a fastball. While he got on it, just little in front of it. Pretty much same result as that first pitch. Jones seems to be just in front. He's got a good chance to square it up here. Schulman, just like Knighton, also working very quick, kind of just getting into that setup pretty quickly, staring down the batter.
That's a good take.
Tough take, especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah. Almost looked like it was going to kind of break in and land the strike zone, but very disciplined batter, Wally. Takes that for ball 3.
A little bit of an easier take there for Jones. That ball was in the dirt. Full count now for Wally.
He lines that to center.
That will be caught by Woodberry for the first out. Second out, excuse me. Good AB by Jones. Made some good contact. I'm sure he's seen it now.
And here comes Jerron Johnson for the Saints. Of course, 3-sport athlete. Plays football in the fall.
Johnson's also had a very good year at the plate, batting .327. Very good for a sophomore. That'll get down.
It's over the head of the right fielder. That'll be a double for Johnson.
That ball was smoked. Really good contact. I mean, like we said, the pitcher's been throwing some slow pitches. Saints dugout seemed to have picked up on it, and Johnson just smoked that pitch right over the right fielder's head into the fence. He'll get in for a double.
And now batting is Henry Knighton, of course, on the bump tonight. And with a runner in scoring position, the Saints have a chance to do some damage.
Knighton, second in RBIs on the team. He's got an RBI chance here. He's been good at that all season long. Johnson also great speed on the bases, so I'm assuming anything poked into the outfield should score Ron.
That's taken for ball 2.
Schulman already showing some signs of him losing control here with the pitches. He's thrown a lot of pitches that have been close to hitting St. Chris, or just way in the dirt. It's a good sign for Saints early.
And Knighton will take that for ball 3.
I'm assuming Knighton has the go-ahead here. He's been a good hitter even though he's up 3-0. Would love to see him swing the bat here. He does take, however. 3-1 now. Knighton does have Joseph Connor behind him, who's also been very impressive. So, wouldn't be a worse thing if he would get walked here, which he will. So, ball 4. Saints have runners on first and second with Joseph Connor coming up. Connor, third best batting average on the team with .392. Close to 400, which has been very impressive. Connor's been on fire his last couple games. Believe he was 10 for 16 in his last 3 or 4.
Yeah, and Joseph missed a lot of last year due to injury. So did Bryce, and it's good to see him coming out for their senior year and dominating.
It's another pitch way up. Kind of see the struggles Woodberry has been having this year already. They've been, obviously, like I said, have not won a game. Pitching has been a problem for them. That's showing earlier as Johnson will try to steal third, and he will with no throw. Saints looking even more dangerous now with Johnson on third. Ball in play will 100% score Johnson. Saints do have 2 outs, though, so do need to get something down. But Connor's ahead 2-0. And with Bryce Neely behind him, who is really starting to come into himself, has 5 homers on the season. Struggled a little bit, Neely did in the start of the season, but has turned it around now.
Yeah, and he had one last year, or yesterday. Excuse me, as that's lined to left field.
Saints will get nothing out of the inning, even though they had men in scoring position. Did have 2 outs though, but Connor, good contact there, just caught by the left fielder. We will go to the second inning. We are back here at Jacobs Field for the top of the second.
At the bat is Zilicky as he singles it into center field.
Yeah, that was number 7, Cooper Zilicky. Just lined that straight through center field. Really good piece of hitting there. Just right on the first pitch. Obviously, he was sitting on something. Now up for Woodberry with man on first, now out is Everett Robbins. Shows bunt.
Back to Sven.
Got him that time. So this time, Joseph Connor, another great heads-up play. Thought he got him the first time. This time, umpire does make the call. Komorowski just turned around and tagged him. So Saints get a first out in that hit. Just wiped off the board pretty much.
And that was a really close call, so good play from Sven to get it down quickly.
I think that may have been a make-up call by the umpire there, but Saints will take it.
Still Robbins at the plate.
Big swing and a miss from Robbins. And he did go around, so Knighton gets a strikeout. 2 quick outs for the Saints.
Now this is Barber at the plate.
It's number 5, Hunt Barber.
A very quick 2 outs for Knighton.
This is how he's been working all season long. Very just impressive stuff from him. It's the reason why he's got that really low ERA.
Just like that no-hitter earlier on in the year. When he gets hot, incredibly dominant.
Right, Knighton's also able to go deep because he keeps his pitch count low. As there's a 3-pitch strikeout, just as I've been saying. Knighton makes quick work of the Tigers.
Yeah,
we will go to the
0 balls that at bat.
Yeah, really impressive. We will go to the bottom of the second. We are back at Jacobs Field at the top of the second. Up to bat is Neely. Neely has been on fire his last couple of games. He's only batting .255 on the season, which is obviously still a good batting average, but just compared to some other guys. But he had a rough start to this season, but has really been turning around. He's got 5 homers and leads the team in RBIs, so he's had a great second half of the season.
He had a homer just yesterday. UVA commit.
Also hit a huge grand slam against Collegiate, so it's really turned it around.
Yeah, and that's something kind of we talk about a lot with baseball is kind of like slumping. Happens to a lot of major league players as well, but
yeah, it happens to everybody.
Especially with how many games they play,
Neely ropes one down the third base line. He's pushing for 2. Woodberry fielder can't field it, so Neely's got a double. Continues his hot streak.
That was a good play right there, and that ball was really close to being fouled, but able to keep it fair. Now this is Tony Smith.
As you mentioned earlier, Brooks, baseball plays an insane amount of games. This is actually their 6th game in 6 games. 6th game in 6 days, excuse me. So they have just been on a grind recently. Much needed Easter break coming up for them as they'll have a couple of days off. But this wraps up a 6-game-in-a-row streak. So
yeah, but I think this is what the Saints are built for. They have so much depth in terms of who they can play at different positions where, if a guy gets tired, it's not the worst thing because you have a good replacement.
Right, really all different levels too. They got old guys and young guys. Up to the plate now is the freshman Tony Smith. Smith has been struggling at the plate a little bit, batting 159 on the season, but he really makes up for that in the field. He's been one of the Saints' best infielders. He's playing second base today, but he can go anywhere. He's played shortstop, third base. Neely trying to steal third.
Yeah, talk about this young core. Tony Smith, of course, and Gibson Beck on deck. He was on the team last year as an 8th grader.
All right, so bright future for St. Chris. Neely's 2 strikes, maybe looking to steal again. Will not go. Smith got a piece, but that was foul. Again, really slow-moving off-speed pitch from the pitcher, Jack Schulman. I mean, that ball hung in the air for a while. Smith got ahead of it and just put it in the dirt. But if any St. Chris player can time that up, that's basically a meatball.
Yeah, and that's why Woodberry needs to be careful with these breaking pitches. Is that if St. Chris is able to pick up on one, then it could end in a disaster for the Tigers.
Schulman tried to curve it again. It just didn't break that time. So Smith down 1-2 in the count, but it's got Neely on second. Neely's looking to run. That ball gets past. Neely will run to third.
Neely's quick, man.
Yeah, he'll run on anything. He was thinking 2 on his hit earlier. He was thinking 2 the second he stepped out of the box. Just moving around the base path is so. Tony Smith now has a sacrifice opportunity if he chooses to do that. Saints have 0 outs. Neely on third. Smith is trying to put something into play. He fouls that back, so good sign he's getting on these pitches. That ball almost hit him. Neely coming home. He will score.
Neely puts up the first run for the Saints. Press it one more time, Adam.
Like we said earlier, pitching has been a struggle from Woodberry. That really showed there. 2 straight wild pitches from Schulman. Neely moved from second to third. Like we said earlier, Neely with that speed, just no doubt when he came home. Smith now has a full count.
Smith grounds it to short, and he'll be out. This is Gibson Beck at the plate.
Another freshman for St. Chris. Really similar to Tony. Beck has batted 194 on the year. Not terrible, but just he's a freshman, so he's got a lot of time to improve. But what shows promise is his fielding. He's been a great guy in the infield all year long. That's what's kept him on the field.
Gibson.
Just foul.
Yeah, fouls it to right. Made some good contact, though. Just a little early.
Back down in the count, 1-2. Another ball in the dirt for Shulman. I mean, his off-speed pitches have looked pretty good when he gets a hold of them, but where he finds trouble, as we just saw as Neely scored, is when he gets away from him and those balls go in the dirt.
And it's going to be foul. See if Woodberry can get to it. Not quite.
Beck's fouled off 2 straight pitches in that general area. Just got to time it up right now. Called time, so Shulman will step off.
He gets good contact. Is that going to drop? And center fielder makes the play, though.
Not an easy play for the center fielder. Kind of like hurt earlier in the game. Stumbled a little bit, but he did make the play.
Now here's Sven Komorowski.
Komorowski playing first base today. So made already 2 great defensive plays. Saints bottom of the lineup really lined with these defensive-minded guys. Ooh, so that'll hit Komorowski, and he'll get on base. And I think Sven doesn't mind that. He's had a 143 batting average this year, so I'm sure he's happy to get on base right there. So even if it took a little stinger.
This is Willie Hurt back to the top of the order for the Saints.
That ball almost hit Willie Hurt, too, in the ankle. So Shulman kind of losing control here. That's what's risky about those break-in pitches. If you don't have control of it, risk just throwing the balls all over the place. Hurt's ahead 2-0.
Like we said, Hurt, one of the best contact hitters for the Saints. He takes that to right.
That ball's gone.
It's gone, too. He's a power hitter, too.
Hurt with a 2-run blast to right fielder. Right fielder had no chance of that. He just turned around and watched it go. So Hurt will take his trot around the bases. St. Chris has been slugging these past couple of days. 2 home runs yesterday, 1 earlier today. Saints take a 3-0 lead off the Willie Hurt 2-run homer.
Now up to bat is Wally Jones. And Willie was just right on top of that pitch.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been saying, Shulman is throwing these low-hanging breaking ball pitches. Jones is out at first, but like I've been saying, Shulman's throwing these like really low, slow-moving breaking ball pitches. Saints have been close to squaring one up. Finally did, and like Hurt blasted that ball. No chance of the right fielder making a play. But we will go to the bottom of the third. St. Chris up 3-0 off the Willie Hurt 2-run blast.
And welcome back. Saints put up 3 runs, bottom of the second. And here at the plate, that's number 1, McKenzie. Takes that inside for ball 3. Now really one of the first times in the game Henry's been behind in the count. It's a good pitch to put a strike up.
McKenzie is pretty short, so strike zone has shrunk a lot for Knighton. As he'll walk him, I mean, McKenzie can't be more than 5'2", so really a struggle there for Knighton. You just got to throw it low. Strike zone really shrinks when you got a small guy at the plate like that. So
now up to bat is Halsey.
It worked out for McKenzie, so good for him.
And that's flied to right field, and that's Ron Johnson recording the out.
Good piece of contact there by Helsley, just right to Johnson in right field. It's now number 11, Chase Copeland, up to bat. Knighton throws back. McKenzie back in time. Komorowski, no play. Again throws back. Ball fouled back. Knighton's ahead 0-1 to Copeland. Ball ran inside a little bit. Count is now 1-1. So I know this is a rule in the MLB that you can't throw over more than twice. I'm not sure if that applies in high school, but Knighton threw over twice early in the at-bat. Has not done it yet, so.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that.
Copeland just got out of the way of a fast ball coming at him. Knight needs to hone it back in here. He's down 3-1. Could risk 2 guys on base with only 1 out. Umpire's telling Knighton he's got to lay eyes on the umpire before he goes into his routine. Thinks Knighton may be working too quick, I guess.
And that'll run the count full. Knighton looking for the double play ball here to end the inning. Swing and a miss.
So, good play by Connor. That was a foul tip, but Connor's right back into the glove. So that'll be a strikeout for Knighton. It's now number 8, Robert Prout, up for Woodberry with 2 outs. Umpire dusting off the plate a little bit.
Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Big
Nice.
swing and a miss from Prout. Good breaking ball by Knighton. Had him fooled.
It's also a great breaking ball pitch. Kind of the backdoor slider.
Prout not really agreeing with that call. I thought that was inside, but I thought Connor did a great job of framing that ball. Umpire calls time again. Not sure. Thinking maybe because he thinks Knighton's working a little too fast for his liking.
And he'll take that for ball 1. That was a risky take. That looked really close from up here.
St. Chris outfield was sprinting back to the dugout. They got to walk back now. I think they thought that was strike 3 and they were getting out of the inning. There it is. Strike 3 for Henry Knighton. 2 strikeouts that inning. Good work from him. Saints will move on to the bottom of the 3rd.
Welcome back. Ron Johnson up to bat for the Saints now, batting .327 on the year.
Johnson roped one down the right field line for a double last time. Seemed to be perfectly on time with the pitching. We'll look to do that again for sure, leading off this inning. That breaking ball gets in there, so Johnson quickly down 0-2. So that is a called strike 3. Shulman got Jerron Johnson looking with a breaking ball. That's what Shulman could do to you. He's just, those breaking balls could get in there. Saints have been on top of them a couple times, but as you can see there, called Johnson looking.
Now batting is Henry Knighton. So that pitch misses.
Ball ran inside again. Very similar to the pitch that hit Komorowski. Komorowski kind of just ate it. Knighton leaned away a little bit from it there. Two on count for Knighton.
He takes that pitch high for ball 3.
Way up. Knighton takes ball 4. So you can see the pros and cons of the pitching from Shulman as he struck out Johnson with those breaking balls, but then a walk to Knighton.
Yeah, for sure. When Shulman's breaking ball is on point, Saints have a tough time, but that's Henry's second walk of the game. Now batting is Joseph Connor, the catcher.
Swing and a miss there from Connor. That breaking ball just went right in the dirt. It's a good pitch from Shulman. I mean, as we've been seeing, he's thrown some pretty good pitches, has only allowed a couple hits, but just Saints have been taking advantage of some of the wild pitches, and obviously that home run for Hurt. Right as I talk about it, there's a wild pitch. So Knighton takes second easily. Saints now have a man in scoring position with only 1 out. And Connor, the .392 hitter at the plate.
Yeah, that pretty much takes, if you're Woodberry, this takes away your kind of double play potential. It's going to be a lot harder to get a double play in the inning now.
That ball almost gets away. Good play by the catcher, Hunt Barber. Definitely not an easy job with Shulman on the bump. It's been pretty unpredictable today.
He grounds that to short.
Well, Brooks, just as you said, that was a perfect double play ball, but because of that wild pitch, Woodberry just gets the man at first. So because of that wild pitch, Woodberry's still fighting in this inning with the slugger, Bryce Neely, up. So that really just shows you what these wild pitches do. Woodberry could have been in their dugout right now.
Yeah, and this gives Bryce a chance now to do some damage.
Exactly. Neely, as I said earlier, leads the team in RBIs. He's got another RBI opportunity right here with Knighton at second. That'll hit him. He will just eat that and go to first. So Shulman, really second time he's hit a Saints batter.
Yeah, we kind of seen the pros and cons of Shulman's game this inning. Earlier with Ron Johnson able to strike him out looking with a nice breaking pitch. But now has walked 2 batters. And that's Tony Smith. Fouled.
Almost got down. Tony Smith would have loved that. That would have scored Neely. It's now down 0-1 in the count. That ball was in the dirt, but good play by Hunt Smith there to catch it off the bounce. really important, especially with two guys on base. Just don't want to give anything easy up.
And that's lined into left field.
Neely will look to score. Tony Smith gets in for an RBI double. Great piece of hitting from the freshman. Tony Smith just laced a double out into left center field. Scored Knighton for second easily, as well as Neely from first. So that's a 2-run double from Tony Smith. Really good to see from him, as he has been having a little bit of struggles at the plate, but great to see from him. Big RBI double gives the Saints a 5-0 lead.
Great job reading that pitch, staying disciplined and able to capitalize on it. Now batting, that's Gibson Beck. Takes the first pitch in the dirt.
Saints really do have big run potential this whole game if they can just get on top of these slow-moving, hanging curveballs. Chance to put a lot of runs up on the board, just like they did yesterday, scoring 12 runs.
I think so far they've done a pretty good job with that. Willie with a dinger earlier, and now the Saints raking.
Beck kind of chopped one out to shortstop, and he played off one hop. But Saints do get 2 runs out of inning off the RBI double from Tony Smith. We will be back with you soon.
Welcome back. Cavalera up to bat for Woodberry. Saints scored 2 at the bottom of the third. And now on the mound for the Saints is Christian Gray.
Gray coming in for Knighton after Knighton only threw 3 pitches. I think Saints are trying to conserve arms here. No need to keep Knighton in any longer than he needs to be. Saints do have a pretty comfortable 5-run lead. Gray, I believe, was slated to start today, but they went with Knighton, maybe just get his arm going a little bit. But Gray has been great this season, 2.5 ERA. Just, again, Saints pitching staff has been great this year. Threw a combined no-hitter earlier in the year, and then Knighton the solo no-hitter against Benedictine. Gray threw in his first pitch for a strike.
And That's driven to left field. Be a leadoff double for Cavalera.
Jones having some trouble finding the ball, but he does get it in, prevents Cavalieri from going 3. So Woodbury starting to show some signs of life here. Leadoff double with no outs. Woodbury's got some potential for runs here.
And now the pitcher, Schulman. He fouls that back.
Good thing for the net. That ball is coming straight at us. Glad the net's there.
Yeah, we didn't really have as good of a net here last year, so a lot of balls would end up bouncing back and hitting the press box, which could have been was scary at some points.
Gray now ahead 0-2 in this count. 1 out here would be huge.
He grounds that to third. The throw to first.
Really good play there by Beck. Just
plants
proving.
Plants his feet and able to complete the play.
Proving what I said earlier, how good he's been in the field. Just caught that ball off one hop and just threw a bullet over to first. Saints get a big first out, but Woodbury does have a man on third.
Yeah, and Beck, despite being one of the younger players, has a really big arm.
It's now Cooper Zedelicki up to the bat.
And that's popped to short.
Hurt makes the catch. Saints get a much-needed second out as that eliminates the option for a sac fly for Woodbury. Saints have a chance to get out of this inning unscathed after letting off a leadoff double. It'll be Everett Robbins trying to drive something home for Woodbury. Big swing and a miss. Note about Gray is St. Chris has recently been putting him into the lineup to bat, and he has been great, batting .429, but only 14 at-bats, so small sample size, but St. Chris, I'm sure, has been loving what they've been seeing from him so far at the plate, as long as what he's been doing at the mound.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Henry Knighton will stay in as a DH, so Christian Gray won't get any reps tonight. But that'll bring in a run for Woodbury.
So Woodbury does get their first run of the game off a knock through the third base shortstop gap. So Saints run has been cut to 4. It's the catcher now up to plate, Hunt Barber. Saints looking to contain the damage here. That'll get through. Really no play for St. Chris. That was a slow rolling ball.
Yeah.
But Saints seem to be shifted a little over to the right. So that ball kind of just got through. Tony Smith had a chance at it, but just couldn't get there.
Yeah, really just kind of the right place, right time for Woodbury. And Henry's moved to first base, so I'm not actually sure how their lineup's going to change as a result. It's possible that Christian Gray will get a couple at-bats.
So Woodbury now looking a little more dangerous. Got a man at first and second with number 1, John McKenzie, up the plate. He's got a chance to cut this lead down even more. Saints got to be careful here.
And fielded by Knighton.
He will get it. Knighton at first bobbled it a little bit, but did make the play. So Saints get out of that inning, only allowing 1 run off the leadoff double.
Number 13, Christian Gray.
So Gray will sub in what was Sven Kamarowski in the 9th spot will now be Gray. As I mentioned earlier, Gray has been batting .429 on the season, but a very small sample size, only 14 at-bats. But he will look to continue his success at the plate here, getting a chance to hit. Ball was way up high. Gray's got it even, 1-1.
Yeah, maybe a small sample size, but still the numbers speak for themselves.
Right, very impressive.
And he grounds that to third base. And Woodberry is their first out.
Good piece of contact from Gray, just right to the third baseman.
Number 2, Willie Hurt.
Here comes Willie, of course, with that bomb earlier.
Hurt, I can guarantee you, will be sitting on that same pitch he got earlier, that low, slow-hanging curveball he just put right over the fence. Look to replicate that homer.
Man, that's a tough take. That was a really good pitch from Shulman.
Sir Shulman definitely has that home run in the back of his mind, not looking to throw that same pitch again.
So we've seen Shulman kind of lose control at some points in the game.
Right, either leaving it right above the plate, Saints crush it.
Willie flies that to center.
Long run over for the center fielder, but he'll make the play. Saints 2 quick outs here.
Here comes Wally Jones, playing left field this afternoon. And Wally pulls that to left. Quick inning for the Saints.
That ball's on a rope out to left field, but just right into the left fielder's glove. Again, good contact by Jones, just wrong place. But we are back at Jacobs Field for the top of the 5th. Gray still on the mound for St. Chris. Let up one earned run in his first inning of pitching. We'll now have to face the top of Woodbury's lineup. First off, the center fielder, Maddox Hesley. Umpire again talking about how the St. Chris pitchers are starting their windup, I believe. I think he wants them to look at the umpire and then start their windup instead of doing both at the same time. Great, good pitch in there for a second strike. Ball's fouled off. Gray let up.
Low pitch from Gray.
Yeah.
Just outside.
Connor tried to frame that one, but to no avail.
As he flies that out to center.
Nearly took a step forward to feel that ball. Usually you want to take a step back, but he took a step forward and then went on back to make the catch. I think he could have just stood still. That ball was pretty much right at him. Saints do get their first out.
So this is Chase Copeland. Woodberry was 6 hits on the day, but only 1 run.
Right, and I'm sure that's got to be frustrating for Woodberry. Obviously winless on the year, and they're doing everything right. It's the little things that have been rough for them, those wild pitches, and just scoring with runners and scoring position. That ball's in there for a strike, so Gray, after throwing 2 balls, gets his first strike. So Gray throws his 3rd ball. 3-1. So that'll be ball 4. Gray will walk Chase Copeland as Woodberry will look to get something going here as they got a man on first with number 8, Robert Prout, coming up to the plate. Prout last time struck out on 3 pitches tonight and will definitely be looking to make some contact with this at bat. He does make contact.
Grounds it to short. Double play. Well done from the Saints.
Just can't ask for much better than that. Gray, perfect double play ball. And then shortstop, second baseman to first. Just exactly how you want to do it. Saints get out of that inning unscathed.
Yeah, and Willie looked a little kind of unbalanced there on the throw, but way to keep his composure and get it to second, then to first, of course, to end the inning. Welcome back. Ron Johnson up to bat.
Johnson today 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout looking. Appeals to the first base umpire. Johnson to not go, so he will be ahead 1-0.
And nice little grounder to left, making into the gap for a single.
So Johnson improves to 2 for 3 on the day. Just kind of pokes that through the gap between third and short. Just a good piece of hitting. I'm sure Johnson will look to be off and running with great speed on the bases. It's now Knighton up to bat. Johnson does take off. Johnson tried to run there, but Knighton fouled it off. Knighton had to duck all the way down to avoid that pitch from hitting his head. Like we've been talking about, Shulman kind of unpredictable and showing not great control at times. These balls kind of going everywhere. Johnson takes off again, but Knighton fouls it off, so count is now 2-2. Johnson really looking for that stolen base, but Knighton keeps on fouling it off. Count is 1-2 for Knighton.
Throw back to first, trying to tag out Johnson.
Don't think that's going to do much. I think Johnson pretty much is a guaranteed stolen base if Knighton doesn't foul it off.
That's into left field. And Johnson's going to tag up.
He's safe. Wow.
That's a bold play from
So
Saints.
Knighton fouled it off deep down left field. Left fielder made the catch. Johnson boldly, like you said, Brooks, tried to tag up. And, I mean, the throw got in there with plenty of time, but Johnson must have done something to avoid the tag, or second baseman just didn't make the tag. Johnson lucky to be standing at second base. I thought he was out by far.
It's definitely what it looked like. Must have missed the tag or something. Something the umpire saw that we didn't. And that's grounded into left field. That'll put Joseph Connor on base. So runners on the corners with Tony Smith coming up.
Johnson kind of second-guessed himself on the jump. They were only made it to third. I thought if he would have been running full speed from the start, he could have made it, but like hesitated a little bit, so he's only at third.
Correction, Bryce Neely up to bat. Said Tony Smith earlier. He's on deck. And Charlie Blanton will come in as a pinch runner, replacing Joseph Connor on first base.
Good call by Coach Simon there. They're trying to save Connor's legs. Definitely not easy being a catcher. Neely had a great pitch to hit, just a little early on that, fouled that off to the left side. Those are the type of pitches Bryce will crush if he times it up. I mean, just really low-hanging curveball. Bryce, an RBI opportunity here. As I said, he does lead the team in RBI, so he's been good at this all season long. Fouls it off there.
Yeah, and in the sixth spot today, he can play all over the lineup. But usually gets a lot of these RBI opportunities. Like you said, able to capitalize on them.
Is down 0-2 in this count.
Man, it's a good take.
It's one of those curveballs that just didn't break, so good eye from Neely not swinging at that. Blanton takes off. Neely fouled it off. I think that's the third time Saints have attempted to steal, but they have been fouled off, so Saints still staying aggressive on the base path. obviously don't feel comfortable with the 4-run lead here. Would love to add some more insurance runs. So Neely's got a chance to do that.
Yeah, for sure. You can never really be too safe in baseball, especially with the amount of unpredictability that can come with each inning. You know, Woodberry could go completely cold one time, then bounce right back the next inning.
All right, and last game, Tuesday, actually, against St. Chris, Woodberry did put up 4 runs. So, I mean, this game is definitely not out of hand for them. They do have the run-scoring capability.
Shulman been in this game for a while now. This is his 5th inning. To wonder if Woodberry's gonna get something going in the bullpen.
Ball's low for ball 3. Blanton will steal easily as catcher had no play there.
That takes the double play ball pretty much out of question.
Right, and now Neely's got 2 runners in scoring position, so even better for him to keep stacking those numbers if he does get a knock here.
Bryce swings into left field. That's
That
going
gets
to drop.
down.
He's going to go to second. It's going to bring in 2 runs. Bryce is going to go to 3. And a triple for Bryce Neely.
Really good piece of hitting and base running there. Neely, very similar to his first hit, I believe, roped it down that third base line. It just got down. Johnson and Blanton scored easily, and Neely, Woodberry threw over to second, actually. So Neely was kind of already Neely was thinking 2 to begin, but then once he saw they threw to second, he just made his way over to third. So that is a 2-run RBI triple for Bryce Neely. And the coach for Woodberry will take the ball from Jack Shulman, so that'll do it for his day. Shulman let up 7 runs in 5 innings.
Yeah, kind of a tough day for Shulman. Had some really good highlights though. Some of those pitches able to get Ron Johnson struck him out looking.
All right, definitely some good pitches and good at bats, but like we've been saying, the inconsistency and the lack of control sometimes really did not help him, as he let up run on a wild pitch and just kind of had some mistake pitches.
Okay, so it looks like Woodberry's going to switch pitchers here. Now is number 1 McKenzie.
So McKenzie will warm up, and we will be back with you soon.
Tony Smith up to bat for the Saints. Pitching change. Now on the mound is McKenzie.
Smith had a really great piece of hitting, roped a double out to left center field first time, scored 2 runs, I believe.
And that's foul to the right.
He is swinging away here. Obviously has some confidence after that first hit, and he's got another RBI opportunity with Neely on third here. So chance for a 3 RBI game from Tony Smith if he can put something into play here. Sack fly is in place. Saints only have one out. That's hits him. So, third hit by pitch from Woodberry today. Tony Smith, obviously, I think he'd be a little disappointed as I think he had an RBI chance there, but
Yeah, and for Woodberry, that's not the worst thing that could have happened because
right.
you still got a chance to get the double play ball with him on first.
So we do have another. Saints dugout wanted that walk-up song a little higher. But it'll be E.J. Johnson now subbing in for Gibson Beck. Johnson hits him, so second straight hit by pitch from McKenzie here. Not great start from the kid. Umpire just taking a look around, making sure nothing bad's happening here, but Saints now have bases loaded with Christian Gray up to plate. So a really big RBI opportunity for the Saints here. Really looking to take advantage of this pitching here.
Like you said, Christian Gray done a great job batting. What was it, 429
in 14 at bats, yeah. Just hopefully McKenzie doesn't hit any more of our guys. 2 for 2 on hit by pitches.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful, kind of as a pitcher, knowing you may be able to throw these high velo balls, but with no control, it's not really worth much.
Right. Saints are going to have a lot of bruises. 5 kids have been hit today, so it's part of the game, but just need some ice. Should be fine.
Did Tony get hit by one earlier, too?
I think it was Sven.
It was Sven.
Yeah. Gray ahead now, 3-0. I'm sure he will be taking here as a ball would score a run for St. Chris. Saints really big run scoring opportunity inning here. Only one out. Bases fully loaded. Top of the lineup is coming up. McKenzie throws his first strike of the day. Gray still had 3-1. Love to see him swinging away here. As he does swing, that ball kind of ran inside on him, so got to his hands. He fouled it off.
Yeah.
McKenzie, though.
I think that was just his kind of reflexes kicking in. It looked to me like if he took that would have been ball 4.
Right. I think he's trying to get a knock here. Bases loaded. He's been on fire recently at the plate. So that is ball 4. Saints get a run off a walk. It'll be Bryce Neely coming home to score. So Saints now have a comfortable 7-run lead.
Yeah, great take from Christian. I'm not sure if I could have taken that with a full count, but.
So Gray will get pinch run for by
Austin Wrinkle.
Wrinkle, yep. Don't want the pitcher on the base path.
Yep. Up to bat is number 2, Willie Hurt.
McKenzie could be in a lot of trouble here. Hurt homered earlier. Now he's got bases loaded. Really tough position for McKenzie. He's got a Virginia Tech commit at the plate, and he's bases loaded down 7. Not ideal for him, but we'll see what he can do out of it. There's a ball, first pitch.
Hurt's been on fire all season, especially today with that dinger. Saints 3 runs away from the mercy rule.
So, swing and a miss from Hurt, but he gets away from the catcher Hunt. So, Tony Smith will score. Saints now up 9-1. This game is looking a lot like yesterday's game versus Christchurch, which was 12-2. So, Saints really around that mercy rule again. Still looking for more. Hurt is down 1-2, though. take low. Johnson thought about running, but didn't go. Hurt's got a 2-2 count now.
In the bullpen for the Saints is Bryce Neely.
I think it's either Charlie Gunn. Yeah, it is Bryce Neely. Yeah. But Hurt, 3-2 count. Drop third strike. Hurt will be out. So McKenzie records his first out of the game. As it'll now be Jones with Wrinkle on second and E.J. Johnson on third. RBI opportunity here for Jones. Saints would love to increase their lead even more, I'm sure. A ball gets by. Johnson will run home, and he is safe. So Saints add another run to their lead, as that is, I think, the third or fourth pitch or run, from St. Chris that have been scored off a wild pitch. So they've really just been taking advantage of the poor Woodberry Forest pitching. Saints now up 10-1.
Saints are in a great spot to close it out here. Austin Wrinkle on third base. McKenzie needs to lock in on the mound, that's for sure.
Jones take balls 2. I believe the mercy rule is 10, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Saints had that yesterday. I think if they do get 10 here, Woodberry will have a chance at the plate.
And Jones pulls that to left. That would go foul. Great contact, though.
Jones has got a 2-1 count with Wrinkle at third. So Jones up 3-1. It's been interesting. If you look at the hit count, scoreboard says 6-6, which is very interesting. Saints have not been putting the ball in play too much. It's just they've been getting on base and taking advantage of these wild pitches. And obviously that 3-run homer from Hurt.
It helps. The Saints have been very disciplined as well. Not going too aggressive, but also not playing super passive, really kind of establishing kind of their pace.
All right. Jones runs the count full now. 2 outs, man on third.
Full count.
Knocks one through. That'll score Wrinkle.
And that's the...
So that will do it.
Yeah,
Woodberry will not have a chance to score. Saints win 11-1. Second straight mercy rule for them. Great game by the Saints. Knighton went 3 scoreless innings. Gray pitched 2 innings, only allowing 1 run. Highlights from the Saints is a 3-run homer from Really Hurt, 2-run double from Tony Smith, and a 2-run triple from Bryce Neely.
Yeah, really just another great performance from the Saints offense. In terms of being able to get on base too, they don't need to have 15 hits to win a ball game like this in dominant fashion. They really just need to be disciplined at the plate, and it's going to end up paying off for them.
Right, and Saints will have a much-needed Easter break. That was their 6th game in 6 days, so they'll have a nice break going into the next game. That'll do it from us at SEC TV. My name is Patrick Lucky alongside Brooks Vineyard. Thank you for tuning in.